Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another RebelScum.com video. And today we are continuing our Jabba's Sail Barge content, and we are talking about the skiffs this time, and the skiff guards that are on them. So, when I usually talk about Jabba's barge characters, I usually lump in the skiffs and skiff guards with them. When someone says, hey, who all do I need to complete my HasLab Sail Barge? I go, well, you need Weequay Skiff Master, Han, Luke, Boba, of course. And some people will go, well, hey, aren't those guys on the skiffs, not on the barge? And I go, well, yeah, but you got to have the skiffs too. And you got to have the skiffs too. It goes with it. It completes and complements the ensemble. In fact, in some cases, a lot of the skiff guard characters are also released with barge characters. And as an example of that, we're going to get right into that with one of the packs I have right here in front of me. There's this really, really awesome Vintage Collection 3-pack featuring 3 unique, as I call them, barge characters. So this was an awesome pack that was released online, and you got 3 characters right here. You got what was previously labeled as Nikto, who was originally released right here in this awesome Power of the Force 2-pack. And he's actually one of the barge gunners. In fact, he's one of the first barge gunners you see, well, giving covering fire and trying to blast Luke while he's committing chaos, I guess. You've got Brock Starsher. He's on the second skiff, so there's 2 skiffs, right? The skiff with Luke, Han, Chewie, Lando on it, and a few skiff guards. And then there's the second skiff that has backup skiff guards. So on that secondary skiff is Brock Starsher, he's right there. Then we have Vidane. Vidane is on the barge with Luke and everybody else. If I remember correctly, I believe he's actually the pilot to that barge. So, really awesome barge characters right here. 2 really awesome skiff characters. In fact, 2 awesome skiff characters that aren't even on the same skiff. But aside from collecting individual versions or the absolute best or most valuable version of each character, there's also other awesome packs that can give you more bang for your buck. Like this battle pack right here from the earlier days of battle packs. This one came out, I think, around 2005. It's called, well, Battle Above the Sarlaac Pit. And you get some really awesome characters. You get a pretty decent Boba Fett. You get a pretty decent Han Solo. You get a pretty decent Jedi Luke. And you get a re-release of the Power of the Force 2 Weequay Skiff Guard that's over here. Now, there is a much better version of the Weequay Skiff Guard. Of course, he does also have a Vintage Collection version, and that is a very valuable figure. Another Weequay character that is on the main skiff, also with Luke and Han, is the Weequay Skiff Master right here. He's the one in the tan jacket with the brown pants. So you've got the brown jacket, tan pants, tan jacket, brown pants. That's the Skiff Master right here. He's on the barge with Luke and everybody else. You also have Kithaba, also known as the Barada. Kithaba is on the skiff with Luke and Han. You've also got, where is he? You've also got Lando right here. Lando, there's Skiff Guard Lando. Now there's Skiff Guard Landos dating all the way back to the 80s. Then there was also one in Power of the Force 2. If you don't want to spring for the Vintage Collection one, which isn't expensive necessarily, this is a pretty good Skiff Guard Lando, I think. And this is the same figure that comes in this awesome battle pack right here as well. So this is a pretty good figure with pretty good value. There's also a really good Han Solo. This Han Solo was first released in the Black Series Phase 2 3/4 scale card back. This figure was later re-released in the Vintage Collection along with Reyes. They were both released on individual card back in the Jabba's Palace Vintage Collection playset. That's the only way to get the VC Han Solo carded on his own. However, if you just want the contents within, if you want a good Barge Han, I would say this is the best figure currently. There's another good alternative, however. There's also the Han Solo right here. This is what's called Sandstorm Han. This is actually from the deleted scene that follows after what happens on the Sail Barge, but it's still a pretty good Barge Han in my opinion, and of course you're going to need a Chewie to go with that. This is Sandstorm Chewie. There's plenty of very good Chewbacca figures throughout the entirety of the modern toy line. In fact, Chewie's probably one of the easiest characters to put on the barge, or skiff rather, because, well, he's not really wearing anything unique in that scene. So you can really get just about any Chewie figure you want in 3 3/4 scale to put on your skiff to go along with your barge collection. There's a number of other skiff guards, however. There's some very, very hard to find ones. Right here, for example, you've got this Nikto skiff guard right here. This is one of the toughest Niktos to get. This is the Nikto on the other skiff. This is not the Nikto that is on the skiff. This isn't the pilot. He's not the one with Luke and Han and Chewie. His name is Lathe. This Nikto is one of just the skiff guards on the other one. Now, another figure that isn't present right here in front of me right this second is going to be Pote Snicken. Pote Snicken is the pilot to the other skiff. He was uniquely released in Power of the Force 2 and has not gotten a re-released figure since then. And I think that's just about it for all the unique figures. However, there's the skiffs. Then there's some pretty cool skiff options. So right here in front of me, as you can see, there is the original skiff mold, which was released in Power of the Force 1. However, that is a very difficult piece to get a hold of. But it was re-released later by Hasbro in Power of the Force 2. It has retractable landing gear, has the plank that comes out, and then as you can see, my Luke is the Luke that was packed in with this skiff is actually still tied to it. So it's going to be hard for him to fall off. However, there is a much better version of the skiff right here in the vintage collection. What's really nice about this is a lot of the characters on this skiff, in fact, most of the characters that appear on screen on this skiff are presently photographed on the skiff. So that's actually very, very cool. Not every character, however, who is a skiff guard has an action figure. There are a couple of characters on this skiff that don't have action figures, and there's at least 1 or 2 characters on the other skiff that also don't have an action figure. So there's also that to take in note. Not absolutely everybody who appeared either on Jabba Sail Barge or on one of the skiffs has an action figure in, you know, almost 40 years of Return of the Jedi being out. So there's that. While I was talking about Sandstorm characters earlier, I also thought it was honorable to mention the Vintage Collection Sandstorm Lando Calrissian. He also comes with his skiff guard gear, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get the deleted seed Lando as well as skiff guard Lando. Now, there is a regular VC skiff guard Lando that I mentioned earlier. That was not this one, but this one can double as that figure. And last but not least, of course, I don't know how I missed and forgot to talk about this guy, Boba Fett. Of course, Boba Fett, while he starts out on the barge, he makes his way over to the skiff, and vice versa. Luke starts out on the skiff, and he makes his way onto the barge. So there's lots of good versions of Boba Fett's, of course, and lots of good versions of Luke's. My absolute favorite version of Boba Fett is going to be the one up here, the VC Boba Fett, based off his appearance in Return of the Jedi. It is the most accurate and best articulated figure for Boba Fett to date. Not the most expensive either. However, this is also a very fun Boba Fett figure right here. He comes with this awesome jetpack flame thrusting stand effect. I love that so much about that toy. It's just such fun. Luke's, there's lots of awesome options. This is the newest Jedi Luke figure to be released in 3 3/4 scale, and it's a good skiff Luke. There's lots of options, however. I mean, some skiffs actually come with a Luke figure, as I mentioned earlier. There's this version of Luke right here with the Sarlaac pit in one of the complete Galaxy collections of Power of the Force 2. And there is an actual 3 3/4 scale Sarlaac pit toy. Now, it's not a full scale, full Sarlaac, but you get the top of it. You get the maw, which is pretty cool. And it was only released in the Legacy collection. And that's it, guys. That completes all the characters that you can get toys of the barge. Now, if you want to know about the characters specifically on the barge, watch the other video that we did talking about those characters. There's lots and lots of figures and characters for that. But if you've been trying to figure out how to complete your skiffs to go with your barge, well, I hope this video was very helpful. Let me know what you think. Are there some characters that you saw in the skiffs or saw on the barge that you specifically want to see get action figures sometime soon or in the near future and wonder why haven't we gotten those figures? It's kind of weird, right? Especially back in the day where Lucas was like, yeah, I want a figure of every character that made an appearance, and there's still some out there that don't have figures. Kind of odd, I think. Kind of odd. Let us know in the comments, let us know in the forums what you're excited to see, what figures you want to see next. And make sure you go to rebelscum.com daily for all kinds of videos, articles, and news. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on social media. And that's it for today, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you later. We'll see you another time. May the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.